Secondhand Travels in the New Global Garage Sale by Adam Minter provides the hard truths about what happens to our material things after we give them away or are no longer around to take care of them. Inside the book, he talks to different business owners, family members, and donors to dissect our shopping habits, why we hold on to things, and what happens after we give them away. Within the chapters, Minter talks about a range of material things from car seats to books. However, today I'll be focusing on something that you are all wearing: clothes. Industrialization and urbanization changed everything. It's said that the boom of industrialization and urbanization caused the first ideas of overconsumption. Before this, single articles of clothing required days of labor, with each clothing item having a hefty price or sentimental value because most were made by a relative. However, after the boom, it was much easier to toss out and buy new clothes because the clothes were made in bulk with cheaper price tags attached. This mentality can be seen today with trends cycling in and out. The constant change of individual personal style and the fashion do's and don'ts have also increased our purchasing habits. This wouldn't necessarily be a problem, but with the increase of products produced in mass, the overall quality has seen a decline. It's said that to enable consumption, manufacturers have become expert at making products that can be sold at an affordable price, but to do so, the quality often suffers. Unlucky for us, brands with higher quality materials like Walmart or Target are starting to notice how brands like Shein and AliExpress work and are starting to follow their low quality items for larger quantities to be sold for lower prices for the customers so that they would get more income. Tongue twister. Minter opened the book with the conflict of keeping or giving away his mother's stuff after she passed away. He knew that he and his sister did not have the space to hold their mother's things, but because of the sentimental value, it was hard to let go of anything for fear it meant something to her. But why do they hold on to these things in the first place? Collectors of unopened pop bottles, rare dolls, and Beanie Babies aren't just collecting to collect. Well, they could, but most times these items that they collect create a sense of identity and security. These two facts leads to why it's so hard for them to let go of these items, because the items are a part of them and make them who they are. However, for the mere chance that they do decide to give them away, they wait for the perfect person to come along who they know will take care of their objects, because they want someone to appreciate their treasures in the same way that they did. According to a 2018 survey, millennials are most likely to discard a garment after 1 to 5 wears. Inside the chapter titled The Flood, Minter goes behind the scenes of the sorting processes of clothes at Goodwill. This process requires time and workers with knowledge of the local market. To complete this process as quickly as possible, Goodwill has a system. This system divides the prices of the clothes by brands, quality of the item, and the practicality for the location. Later on in Chapter 6, Minter visits the Goodwill Outlet Center, also known as the last chance for most clothes. At this point, the clothes are sold by the pound and only sorted by what they are. The items are then sorted by the customers, and whatever doesn't sell are packed away and exported to other parts around the world. Along with being exported to other places around the world, some clothes are recycled to be reused as other products. According to the U.S. secondary materials and fiber industries, 30% of textiles received for recycling are converted into wiping rags. These rags are used in oil and gas industries, healthcare environments, and in everyday places like hotels and restaurants. The fabric is thin and rough, the stitching is sloppy, and it's priced to move. Essentially, it's disposable clothing. Wash, toss, buy another. During my time reading the book, I wondered in what ways could I reduce the amount of stuff that I would collect over time. And after reading, I realized that Minter had left the answers right in front of me, with some of the options being shopping from brands that focus on durability. While these clothing items might be more expensive, you essentially get more use out of them because they're made with higher quality materials. Another way to reduce the amount of stuff you collect over time is to only shop when necessary. By doing this, you can get more use out of the clothes that you already own, which essentially gives you more bang for your buck. However, if you are a shopaholic, there are multiple clothing rental sites like Rent the Runway, Birdie, or Nuuly, where you could rent a certain amount of items per month, wear them out, and then return them once you're done with them. However, if you want to try one of the direct suggestions from Minter, you could try one of the decluttering or anti-overconsumption methods, such as preemptive morbid decluttering, Fumio Saki's minimalistic rules, or just giving your items away to someone who would enjoy it. Since I've been secondhand shopping throughout my whole life, I didn't think that there would be a lot of new information for me to collect, but surprisingly there was a bunch. After reading, I now know the behind the scenes of secondhand businesses and how holding on to things can affect others around you. This leads me to say that if you are interested in anything I talked about today, I would really recommend reading the book.